somebody that we haven't talked about in a hot minute, and that is Heather. So Heather really has just been up to the same old stuff, except she got a car somehow, and she's been driving herself around and doing food deliveries. I'm not sure if she's working for like DoorDash or Uber Eats, but that seems to be her main way of income. And shout out to Loco Coco McHufferton YSL on Instagram. They are one of my favorite Heather tea pages, along with a few other pages. But Heather originally posted on her Instagram stories showing off this meal. And she posted somebody's name, Shady Bards, and said delicious. And this is some Chicks Caprice, I hope I'm saying this right, a warm bowl. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is a DoorDash order that she had, or a DoorDash order she may have stolen. Loco reached out to the woman whose name Heather posted and the name that was on the order, and she said, you're being doxxed. She said, if you ordered food today to be delivered, your food delivery person, Heather Gillespie, doxed your name on her IG stories to her thousands of followers. Pic attached. So this woman responded and she said, so you stole my lunch? So I'm like, okay, Heather must have been delivering like a DoorDash order and decided to keep it instead of delivering it. And Loco responded and she said, no, I didn't steal your lunch. I saw this on IG and I didn't like that she showed your name for the whole world to see. She stole your lunch. Heather Gillespie is her name. And then she shared her Instagram in case you wanted to try to find her on Instagram. And I guess this woman she was messaging is like some professor, and she's also well known as a public speaker. I guess the burner email that Loco used was like an email that had David Spade as like the username. And so the professor ended up posting a picture of Heather showing off this meal that she stole allegedly. And she said, this is a strange scam by one David Spade. I reported him to Sweet Greens. And then Loco responded and said, the professor whose food was stolen posted this on IG. She thinks the person who emailed her and used the name David Spade stole her food and is a scam. The email was telling her Heather stole her food. This smart person is teaching. Sweet Greens is the restaurant her food was from. And then Loco posted an update and they said the professor now gets it. She ordered her food for pickup, so Heather wasn't door dashing. She just walked in and took her lunch off the counter like it was hers. And then this is the professor saying, who do I report her to? She wasn't my Uber driver. My lunch was for pickup. Then she responded to a comment and said, you're right. I apologize to David Spade. He's not the one who stole my lunch. He was merely the first person to tell me about it. I shot the messenger. And then Loco said, I wonder how many of the meals she posts herself eating are stolen. And you know, that is a good point because there's been so many fancy meals. We've seen her showing off sushi and meals that are very extravagant. And people have pointed out how irresponsible she is for spending this much on meals, like especially back in the day when she was homeless living on the streets. But maybe this whole time she's just been stealing these meals. I don't know, you know, that is just pure speculation, but it definitely makes sense. You know, from her doing DoorDash, she's probably used to just walking into food establishments, and a lot of food places have, you know, special, what's it called, like shelves that they put pickup orders on so people can just walk in, grab their order, and walk out. So she knows from DoorDash that a lot of times you can just walk in, grab the orders. So she probably just walks into these same places that she's DoorDashed before, and places that she knows that they sit their pickup orders on the shelf, where she can just walk in and walk out with no questions asked. You know, what they need to do is they need to print out pictures of Heather and just post them like on the front door of these restaurants and say, watch out for this woman coming to pick up pickup orders. Do not let her walk up to the pickup order shelf, or something like that. Now let's talk about Dylan. So he has been with this girl on and off named Marissa for a long time now, since him and Heather broke up. And Marissa made this post, and I'm pretty sure she's trolling. I don't think she's being serious, but she made this post with pictures of Dylan, and she said, "Y'all keep asking me about Dill. So yes, we did break up. We could never beat the brother and sister allegations, and upon review of a 23andMe test, we in fact are related. So sorry, we are not getting back together." I find this hilarious because they legit look so much alike. Like, I've never seen a couple look more alike. But again, they say sometimes when people are together for so long, they start looking like they're partners. And a lot of people have been wondering where Dylan is. And I had a few people in my comments telling me that Dylan is in rehab. I can't 100% confirm that, but I'm starting to kind of lean towards that may be the case because he hasn't been active on social media in over 5 weeks, and that's after he went from posting literally every other day, it seemed like. And Marissa was just posting pictures not even 2-3 weeks ago where it appeared she was at this bar kissing on this other man. And someone pointed that out in my Instagram comments under this post I made of Dylan and Heather. And I was like, yeah, I saw her kissing this man, so I guess they're not together anymore. And you know what's interesting? I just was talking about that in my comments last night, and I went to go look for the few videos that Marissa had on her social media of her cuddled up with this guy and kissing on him, and now I can't find the videos anywhere. So I guess she suddenly decided to delete them, which is interesting. But the last time Dylan was heard from was 5 weeks ago. He made this trip to Florida and drove over 10 hours with Marissa so they could do some like kayaking in these cool kayaks that like glow, and Marissa was talking about how happy she was with him, and then all of a sudden he just like fell off the face of the earth, which would explain him going to rehab if that's the case. Honestly, I hope Dylan's in rehab because he's just struggled with drugs for so many years, and he goes so hard in the paint when it comes to partying. Like, he is literally so lucky he has made it as long as he has without dying, because he's been hospitalized multiple times allegedly for doing too much drugs. He's went to jail, like it seems like every few months he's going to jail. I mean, I will give him credit. It seems like he's been able to stay out of jail for at least a year or so. Like, we heard about him stealing packages and doing mail theft, and he got sentenced to that like a year ago, and I don't think he was sentenced to any jail. He was just sentenced to probation, I'm pretty sure. I went to go look up details on the mail theft case, and yes, he was sentenced to 244 days in jail, but he had already spent that time in jail before he was sentenced, so they counted that as time served. So once he was sentenced, he didn't have to serve any more jail time, and he was sentenced to 2 years probation. So honestly, if he is in rehab, that's probably best, because he does need to turn his life around before he gets in trouble again and ends up going right back to prison. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.